Alan Ellison, running for the United States Senate to represent your interests in the United States Congress. I want to thank you for joining our Fridays for Florida virtual discussion. Tonight, we're going to be speaking about Floridians living with disabilities. This is an issue that is near and dear to me, and I just want to also thank you for all of your support on this issue. We need each and every one of you to be talking about disabilities because it's what I believe as the sleeping giant in the room. It's one of the biggest issues that no one's talking about. In Florida alone, there are 4,967,000 individuals who are living with a disability. And there are various types. We're going to get a chance to talk about some of those types and the percentage breakdown so that you can better understand the world that we live in, the state that we live in. In the United States, there are 69 million people living with a disability. I believe that we should stand firm on the idea that those who are disabled should be getting the benefits that they deserve. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I know that there are millions of people in this state and around the country that have been deemed disabled by a medical physician, and yet they are being denied year after year after year for disability benefits. The problem with being denied is the fact that bills come due every month. And if you're disabled and you can't work, the bills start to pile up. And I know that it is stressful for a lot of families, stressful for a lot of individuals who are living with a disability. We need to make sure that we are looking out for everyone, not just some, everyone. And we can start by raising awareness on this issue. It is an issue that it's not partisan, whether you are a Democrat, independent, or Republican. You could become disabled and be dependent upon the same benefits as those who are currently on the system and those who are looking to get the benefits. And so we want to talk about the various types of functional disabilities tonight. There are several types. One of them is mobility. The other is cognitive, independent living, hearing, vision, and self-care. Mobility makes up 14% of the functional disabilities in Florida. Cognitive makes up 13%. Independent living, 7%. Hearing makes up 5% of the functional disabilities in Florida. And vision makes up 5% also. Self-care, 3%. Self-care, difficulty dressing or bathing. Vision, blind or serious difficulty seeing even when wearing glasses. Hearing, deafness or serious difficulty when trying to hear. Independent living, serious difficulty doing errands alone, such as visiting a doctor's office. Cognitive, serious difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions. Mobility, serious difficulty walking or climbing stairs. When I was growing up, my mother used to actually work helping people with functional disabilities to be able to get by in life, learn how to live on their own, and do various activities that we take for granted. I got a chance to see firsthand what it's like living with disabilities from people who were forced into that situation, whether it was they were born that way or whether they got in an accident. It is something that we definitely need to stop looking away from and start looking at it, because there are so many issues that need to be addressed. And so when I look around the state, I don't see very many leaders talking about this. And so it's one of the reasons I wanted to raise awareness on this issue. There are people that are struggling with this issue. Adults with disabilities in Florida experience health disparities and are more likely to smoke, have obesity problems, have diabetes, even have heart disease. So it bleeds into various areas of life. It bleeds into the health, it bleeds into the social, it bleeds into the financial. That's why it's such a powerful, important issue. So if you know someone that is disabled, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I think at this point, it's very difficult to have someone that does not know of someone if they themselves are not disabled. We need to make sure that our leaders are listening to our voices. We need to make sure that those who simply have no voice to speak is being heard through our collective political action. This is why we do this. We have these types of conversations every week, whether it be through the Fridays for Florida virtual discussion or whether it's on social media, TikTok, Twitter. We try to raise awareness because we hear you. We know that you are dealing with some serious issues oftentimes, and leadership is lacking on the issue. So I just want to thank you very much for taking the time. If you have a disability, if you have an issue, and you are in need of help, you may need someone to call a regulatory body or a state or federal agency on your behalf. I am willing to do the necessary work to get you the help that you need. We have a team on standby that's always eager to help those that are in need. Our campaign's philosophy is really about improving the quality of life for everyone. That includes those living with disabilities. And so if you are in agreement with what I'm talking about tonight, then please join our team. Help us to be impactful, positively impactful, inspiring, and really helping people where they are right now. Again, in Florida, we have 4.9 million people living with a functional disability, and they are in need oftentimes of someone who will stand up and be their voice, someone who will fight for them, and someone who will get the work done that needs to be done on their behalf. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, drop those questions in the chat. I'll do my best to answer as many as I can. And until the next time, you all be safe. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening.